Today we are going to be upgrading this 24 watt on my current 7 watt from Jtech lasers. We're going to be upgrading it because I'm hoping to do some more cutting with my laser. Right now I'm primarily just doing engraving with the 7 watt, and I'm looking to expand what I can do with my machine. It's going on the Onefinity standard woodworker, the OG that Onefinity sold. So come along with me as we upgrade this. So a couple things before we get started. I just want to show you the size comparison of this little one, the 7 watt Pro. And I've also upgraded its air assist on it right here. I didn't ever really use it because, like I said, I did mostly engraving. But I did upgrade it, and anyway. So here's the 24 watt. The obvious size difference, the weight difference too. It's crazy. Have very similar quick mounting. The wiring is what I'm really impressed with. On the 7 watt, we have two little plugs that I had to plug in, unplug and plug every time I switched from the regular carbing on the Onefinity to lasering. I'd have to undo that little bitty plug right there and make sure I didn't break any wires. On the 24 watt, they're both combined. It's a very nice plug. I don't foresee any kind of wear or any issues that I will have to deal with on this. So, super impressed. Good job, Jtech. So what comes in the box? First of all, obviously, the laser module. This is the piece that will attach to the controller on the Onefinity control box, and that's what's going to send all the laser information to the laser itself. This cable, this is what's going to go between the box and the laser module here, but this thing is beefy. Super impressed with that. Of course, your safety glasses. People wondered about if you needed to buy air tubing, because it does come with the air assist here. So the Onefinity, or excuse me, Jtech includes the air tubing for it. Inside that same bag is some standoffs, the power supply, and again, this thing super beefy compared to the 7 watt. I'll show that here in a second. It comes with 2 mounting plates. If you're running the brand new Elite from Onefinity, it has a different mounting situation for the laser. So it comes with that mounting plate, and then our standard Onefinity OG mounting plate in here. I think they call it the Legacy model from Onefinity. Anyhow, it's in there. Instead of an 1/8, we've got a 1/4 inch standoff in here, or actually to measure your height distance whenever we're getting to focus the laser, is what I'm trying to say. Got some instructions, and again, Jtech has a recommended air pump from Amazon. They got a link in it, and that's what I got here. It looks pretty all there. And then also what I've added from Amazon is this laser honeycomb bed. This one measures 20 by 20 roughly, and that should give me plenty of room to do what I'm gonna do with it. So anyhow, that's what you get in the box. First thing we've got to do is remove these 4 screws from the mounting bracket of the 7 watt. I'm gonna keep these screws around for the 24 watt. The 24 watt comes with screws, but I will keep those as spares because you never know when you're going to lose these little guys. Especially if like I do, I take this off and on frequently. And yeah, take these out. Should be quick and easy. Use this from, like I said, I take this off and on many projects, and that removes that. And we'll set that away. Next up, we've got to take this piece off of the controller here. There's just 2 screws, this one and one back there. This is a crazy wire mess. I don't know why I've left it this long, but I have, and it has worked for me. So we just got the power and two in feeds, or one comes from the box itself, and then so there's one that goes to the box, one that goes to the laser, and another one goes to the laser. One's for the fan and one's for the laser module itself. Anyways, we're going to plug all that and clean all this up. And like I said, this is for the 7 watt. The power supply here also hooks in, and we'll take all of that out and get ready to install the 24 watt box. So real quickly, here's the components of the 7 watt that I just removed. This was the air assist that I got for it. It does not come from Jtech. It's not even recommended by Jtech, but it's something I added on the side. Just a small air pump there. And here's the laser control box. I have kept all the wires connected, and that way if I do want to switch back for some reason, if my work just calls for something that the 7 watt will act better with, I can quickly switch back to it, and I won't be wondering where the wires go because they're already hooked up, and I can get it running pretty quickly. And of course, power supply for this. So before I get my 7 watt completely put away, if you're asking where the air assist come for your 7 watt, I just want to give a quick plug to this guy. He calls himself the Laser Wizard. I bought it off of Etsy, and there's his shop name. And this is what it looks like. He hand makes them, and great guy. Had to correspond with him a little bit because there was some burrs inside of this that he had to send it back and get it returned. But anyhow, I can't remember the price, but anyways, this is the air pump that he suggests for it. Pretty cool little deal if you're stuck running that 7 watt. So installing this couldn't be more easy. All you do is take the short wire that comes, and it's just going to plug into that laser with this plug, and this plug will go into that box that we're going to mount right up here shortly. But like I said, as far as hooking up to the Onefinity control box, it just little plug and a little plug that says laser in the Onefinity control box. You can try to do this while holding the camera. And that easy. That's all it is, and then this will plug into the control box that I'm going to mount right up here. Alright, so I think I figured out my first complaint. I'm glad that I had the previous 7 watt screws still. They fit the threading in this Onefinity control box. They line up and everything. It's tight in here, but they will fit. The screws that Jtech includes, if I were to have used them, I would have had to take apart the control box in order to back them up with this nut here. This is a much smaller screw than what the box is threaded for and what the 7 watt did include. So if it's just a bad deal if you end up getting this without having something as a backup. If I don't know what the screw size is, but I would try to figure that out, so you can do this without having to break apart the control box itself in order to put a 24 watt laser control box on here, because the screws that Jtech sends are too small and they have to be backed up with a nut. So again, it's my first complaint so far, but other than that, everything seems to be going really smoothly. So the laser control box is fastened down. Time to start hooking up wires. Again, so simple. This was the wire from the laser, and we just hook it into, oh gosh, got some dust on there. We're just gonna put it in here, and that easy. Clicks in, and like I said, this is communicate from the control box, and it communicates with the laser control module. So the last two steps of hooking up the control module here, wiring, we're going to take this male end, clips in, and then the power supply, we're still powered down the source, and that's it on that. And then this plug here will go to the actual laser module, and that's it, man. So here's the mounting plate. This is going to go on the router here. Pretty self-explanatory and easy. Like I said, I'm using my screws from my 7-watt, and I hope they're going to work. My fingers cannot hold on to a screw to save my life right now. Get them started finger tight, so we don't want to strip out the bracket. That would be a bad day. Anyways, get them started finger tight, and we'll bring it in. Four screws make it quick and easy. I think I've discovered one of my favorite things I like about this so far. It looks like I can keep this bracket on, and it'll be completely out of the way. So there we go. So I got the bracket raised all the way up, and like I said, it looks like it's gonna be awesome because I can reach my collet nut and change bits and stuff, and leave this in place. Laser module should just kind of snap in. Like, yeah, look at that. So that is going to be very handy. I like that. So the last thing we got to do is we've got to hook this wire up to the laser module, and that wire there, and that's it for the wiring. It's so easy. I love the Jtech products. It expands your capabilities on your CNC by great lengths, and couldn't be more happy. So now I need to hook up my air assist. Jtech, Onefinity, they send this aquarium hose, and just side note, this is the softest aquarium hose I've ever seen. It is awesome. So there's a little nut right here that will fix it. Well, I think that's pretty cool too. It's just not a slip barb fitting. Anyways, quick and easy. Throw it in there and tighten it up. I don't see any reason to go more than finger tight. Like I said, most of the time it's just a barb fitting. To determine how much length I needed, I brought the machine all the way down to this corner to kind of determine how much cord I'm going to need here, or tubing, because my air pump is going to live here, is my thoughts. That's where my last one was at, and we'll hook it up there, and that way I should have enough tubing to get wherever I need. I think what I'm going to do at a later time is kind of get these about the same length and put me a little quick disconnect right in here somewhere, and that way I can keep my tubing hooked up here, and so whenever I go to switch, I can just unhook the tubing and the wiring and be ready to roll. But anyways, we are getting really close. Yeah, like I said, I think we're getting ready to fire this thing up. All right, so I've got it all turned on. We are getting ready to adjust the pentometer, I think is what it's called. but basically it's going to adjust for the lowest setting, so you can activate the laser and then zero it to where you want to start your laser cutting from. And so we're going to go over here to the control panel. You're going to hit the MIDI, and we're going to do this M3 10 command. Get that typed in and hit play, and you can tell it turns on our laser. That looks like it's too powerful, so we have to adjust this screw down in here. And so we'll turn it down. That's too much. So you could tell it burned a hole because it was up too high. And that was the lightest laser setting, so we're going to turn it to where that's too low. See how it's flickering? We don't want that. We want it just a nice steady beam, but just right above that. Right there. So, put a new spot. You can see that that'll allow us to mark our spot where we want to start, and it's not burning our wood at all. So, but right there is where we started with, and you can tell it burned it. So we backed that off, and that'll allow us to get our center. Or I start from the center, but if you start from the bottom left, it'll allow it to aim your laser and do exactly what you want it to do. I almost forgot. I gotta tell you how to turn it off. So we are just going to enter the M5 command. So M5, and we'll enter that, hit play, and that turns off the laser. Alright, to the point now I'm ready to do a test carve. You can see this is my 7-watt. I used to try to put my logo on and things, and I was never happy the way this hard maple performed with that 7-watt. So without changing anything as far as the G-code goes, I'm going to see what my results are, the difference. I suspect that I'm going to have to kind of rewrite that G-code and turn down the power a bit, but I want to see exactly how we go. So I'm engraving. I've always had best results without the air assist on when engraving. Air assist is more for cutting. Granted, this is more of a cutting laser, so I'm going to run it without the air assist at first here, and see how see what we're doing. Anyway, so you can hear the noise. That's the noise from the cooling fans here. It's quite a bit louder than the 7-watt, but hey, it's got a lot more to cool. So I've got my logo loaded up in here. I've got to set the height here, which I've already done, but this is a show that fits under there. Again, this is just a 1/4 inch focusing tool. I got that kind of situated, my X and Y, so I'm going to come back to my Onefinity screen here, and I will set the home for X, Y, and Z. And I've got my file already loaded here. No, I don't. So this is my logo. Open that up. I created it in Lightburn. Anyways, let's send it. And I'll come back whenever it gets done. do a side-by-side comparison. Alright, so here's the first test on cutting something out. Got it programmed as just a single pass, but it looks like I'm probably going to have to run a second pass on this one. And it's 1/4 inch ply. Anyways, looks like it's going good. Check back on it when it's all done. Alright, had to work on some settings. Had to make a quick call to Jtech. They got me kind of straightened out. Thing is a beast. It is cutting. This is one pass and it's already cutting through 1/4 inch plywood. It's just amazing. Show you the finished product when it's all done. So I'm all done with the testing phase. Like I said on that previous little clip, my settings in light burn were off. Back previous to when I was running the 7 watts. So these are not going to be true. Found out that the way light burn was sending my G code, it was only doing about 25% of its capability. So, but just for comparison, this is what I was getting on running my 7 watt, and this is hard maple. The exact same settings on the 24 watt, and this is just amazing. But this isn't just completely accurate because, again, I wasn't getting the full output of my laser. So both same G code, 29 inches a minute, 60% power ish. And again, I started messing with it a little bit here, and I thought I had what I liked here. But again, when I went to go start testing it on actually cutting and not just engraving, this was my result. This was 100%, 10 inches a minute, and that was 3 passes, and I wasn't cutting all the way through. The circles are testing to try to get it figured out. Once I got everything dialed in, this is 100%, 10 inches a minute, one single pass, and it cut most of this out, but with one single pass. I figure if I run a second pass, I could blast through this really easy, nice and clean. It's just so incredible how clean and crisp that is. So my overall impression with the 24 watt Jtech laser, just amazed. And even more so with Jtech's customer service. I had to call them. They talked to me, walked me through several things, trying to get figured out why I wasn't getting the full power. And it turns out it was just a setting in light burn, and it's not even their product, but they helped me get that figured out. Again, the only complaint I've had with this was the mounting of the box here to the control box of the Onefinity. I wish they would have gave you screws that fit that tap that's already in the box, and wouldn't have had to take it apart. Luckily, I had the screws left over from the 7 watt, and I was able to attach it without having to break open the box. So 10 out of 10, recommend it. Can't wait to see what kind of projects I break out with this thing.